High Lie, a Miami Jones Case, Volume 3. Written by A.J. Stewart. Performed by Paul Heitsch. Chapter 1. The kid was dead for all money. I listened to Lucas but didn't take my eyes from the boy. He was small, like he never had a proper meal in his life, and his skin, tanned brown across his shoulders, was a sickly yellow color in his face. The buggers wrapped him up in a carpet and tossed him overboard, continued Lucas in his broad Australian drawl. I pulled an old sweatshirt with an Oakland A's logo on it over the boy's head. It wasn't cold inside my house, with both front and back doors open, letting the breeze drift through at will. But the boy had the twin ailments of mild hypothermia and shock. He stared into middle distance as I pulled the sleeves into place, his heavy eyebrows twitching. "What is your name?" I asked him. "I've been talking to him since I fished him out of the drink," said Lucas. "English, Spanish, even threw a bit of Chinese at him. Not a peep out of him." I stood and turned to Lucas. "You speak Chinese?" "A bit. G'day, goodbye, thanks, I can order a beer. We get a few well-to-do Chinese chartering the big yachts at the marina." Danielle wandered in from the kitchen with a cup of tea for the kid. Her brown hair was mussed, but it looked as if she had paid $100 to get it that way, rather than having been woken up at 2 a.m. by a fist banging on our door. She handed the tea to the boy, and he took it as if grasping the Holy Grail. "Where was this again?" I asked, wiping my face. My hair was also a mess, but on me, it looked like I'd just crawled out of bed. "Jupiter, the inlet. Two fellas launched a tinny out of Du Bois Park and putted out about a half-mile. "You were out at sea?" "Me? Nah. I was in the river. These fellas had clearly been drinking, and I thought they might get themselves in a spot of bother." Danielle looked up at Lucas. "What were you doing in the Loxahatchee River at 1 a.m, she asked. Lucas smiled. He was tanned like a cowhide, his sandy hair sun-bleached, his limbs lean but powerful. The net effect was an ageless look, not young but indeterminably old, and his smile was that of a mischievous 10-year-old boy. "Certainly not crabbing, Deputy. That would be illegal." Danielle shook her head and returned her attention to the boy. "So you followed them out?" I said. "Yeah. Like I say, they were having a bit of trouble keeping their boat in a straight line. So I followed him. Just beyond the drop-off, they stopped. Seemed like an odd place to fish in the dead of night, so I circled around and cut my engine. And they nearly tipped their boat over."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?